Alright guys, I just want to open this video with the fact that there's a skin store sale. I did collab with them on a video. So there's all of my skincare picks. Excuse me. So the way I did the video, it wasn't sponsored, but it was definitely a collab. So I was able to talk about whatever I wanted, but I wasn't allowed to talk about stuff that wasn't included in the sale, right? That would make a lot of sense. So if you haven't watched it, you should, because sometimes I feel like when people see like a sponsored video or like a collab video, they're like, you know, like I do that too. But I just want you to know that I was able to pick everything in that video. I also chose to only request makeup from them. I reviewed makeup from like a first impression standpoint for you guys, but all the skincare I recommend in there is stuff that is like tried and true, like I've used it before, like some for a really long time, like years upon years. Also, there's 2 items where I show you empties and you would not believe. You would not believe that someone can collect that many empties, but I knew at some point those empties would like come in handy, and like that was like the perfect video. So if you haven't watched it, please go take a look. And yeah, on with the video. Chinese grocery. My parents went and got me some stuff. MAGGI. I always get the small bottle. The small bottle lasts me so long, like more than 2 years easily, which by then I'm sure it's probably gone bad or something. That's why I wanted a new one. We have some fruit, I believe Rambutan, and I think these are Longan. Scallion pancakes. These are so good. The Chichacorn, Chichacorn. They're basically like corn nuts, but like a million times better. They're like popped. And then some tofu, some mushrooms. This I don't know. Ooh, mango gummies. Those might be really good too. And then some tempura chips. All right, guys. Chinese dramas. I'm gonna try and keep it concise, okay? So, where do we leave off? I can't remember. Whatever, we'll just pick up where I am right now. So I started watching Goodbye My Princess. Cora was her recommendation. I love you, Cora. Here's the thing. I mentioned before, when it comes to these dramas, I like fighting, martial arts choreography. I love beautiful costumes. I always have loved like fantastical type dramas. Costume dramas. There has to be like, you know, mysterious swords and manuals, and people have superpowers and, you know, stuff like that. Goodbye My Princess is not that way. It is a costume drama. It's loosely historically set. There's kingdoms and there's fighting, but like war fighting, not like combat, hand-to-hand combat. And it's just romance and history. So the elements that I typically love are not there. The story is really good. It's well acted. The actress in it is amazing. She's beautiful. She's a really good crier. Like if you are like, you watch stuff and you're like, oh, that's a dumb cry or that's a fake cry. Her crying is so good. Like I feel like that's how people cry when you hear bad news, or when you you know, you're unhappy or you're sad or something. Like that's how she cries. The 2 male leads, this like first and secondary male leads, I don't know, guys. The male lead is supposed to be well, he's a prince, and I just feel like the actor doesn't have that vibe, that like stately vibe. He's kind of derpy looking. He's not bad looking, but and he's also not a bad actor. He's just, this is not the role for him. And she's so good that he just pales in comparison. You're like, I don't feel the chemistry at all. I'm just like, okay, well, fine. And then the secondary male lead is her teacher. And he, again, I feel like the character is supposed to be this like mysterious, really good at martial arts person, and like passionate, and the vibe he's giving off, it's just like, it just falls a little short from where I think it's supposed to be. So it's just a little difficult because everyone else is so good. The female actress, so good. All the supporting characters, also really good. Oh, one really good thing is they did not, whatever their budget was,
They did not really spend it on CGI. It would look like there's stuff in the background that is CGI, maybe some mountains, the sky, etc. But most of the things look like the set was built for them, or they actually traveled to a location to film, which is really great because especially in the first third of the series, the cinematography is stunning with like the desert and like mountains and kind of more canyon type areas. It's just beautiful. And the costumes are pretty. They're not like outstanding, but they're fine. So I really feel like if the budget went anywhere, it definitely went towards like the landscape, you know, because it is very beautiful. I hope they kind of go back to filming out there. All the stuff that's happening in the palace is like kind of boring. Not boring, but like, you know what I mean? Because when I see, if it is a modern drama, I don't need there to be like fighting and martial arts and stuff, you know what I mean? It's nice if there is, it doesn't have to be there. But if you are in like historical or like fantasy type clothing, I'm like, where are your swords? Where are your swords? Why aren't you fighting? Like, I don't know, I'm picky. Anyway, so I'm not able to binge watch that in the way that I normally would. So I'm watching that at night. But in the morning on my iPad, when I'm doing my makeup, I have started watching Nothing But 30. My mom recommended that to me, and some of you guys, I can never pronounce it. It's Toro? Girl, you know who you are. You recommended Go Ahead to me too. You did that to me, and then I'm like searching for that, like SWL's face everywhere. But Nothing But 30 is about 3 women who are about to hit 30, and it is really good. In the beginning, you're just watching their stories kind of run parallel, and like you're just waiting for them to meet each other, and I'm at the point where they've met each other, and it's just very good because you just felt like these women are great. They need other women to like bring out the best in them and to encourage them and support them. And it's just, I really like it. It's a really good storyline. It's really well acted. My favorite girl, the looks wise, is the girl that works in like the high-end like luxury store. She's just, every time she's on screen, I'm just like, she's so beautiful. Like she has this like, they're all pretty. One of them's more cute and one of them's like more classically beautiful, but the girl that works at the department store, you're just like, there's just something about her face. She's just stunning. Anyway, so yeah, and the acting is good, the writing is good. The whole thing is very good. So I'm watching those 2 right now. Okay, Trader Joe's haul. It's like about to storm, so bear that in mind. Spicy pumpkin samosas. I saw this on Instagram and it seems like very popular. People like very much, so I got 2. I tend to like the Indian food that Trader Joe's does. We have 2 bags of baby spinach. So stuff that I'd usually get at Aldi, I got at Trader Joe's today, even though some things might have been slightly more expensive because I was a little pressed for time today. We have 2 bags of frozen Brussels sprouts. We're gonna do that thing again, the crispy Brussels sprouts. I got these too, the root vegetables. Also want to throw this in the air fryer. The cacio pepe. This is a repurchase as well. The cheese-filled fiocchetti, the pink sauce. This one is so good. There's lots of sauce, like frozen sauce, so you have excess sauce. So 2 bags of the cruciferous crunch, my fave. We have the cacio pepe ravioli. I have 2 of them here. Last time there was so much excess sauce that I was able to use the sauce from here, saved it for the next day. I was able to make an entire like container of this. This is the vanilla almond milk, which I would normally not get from Trader Joe's because it's almost, I don't know, $1 to $1.50 more than it would be at Aldi. Repurchase. This is so good. The cranberry maple nut, gluten-free. What is it? Granola. These are new to me. Rescue sweet potato chips. Got this again. It is quite good. I forgot I really like it. New things. Garlic naan crackers. And this spicy chakri mix. I hope it's not too spicy. 3 dozen eggs. Their eggs are actually $1.09, which is actually a really good price. So I got 3 because one of them straight up is gonna go into hard boiledness. 2 cucumbers. So for lunch I have Chipotle, and you would think that by now I would have tried the sofritas. I got 3 tacos. I went vegetarian, I don't know,
4 years. It's been years. Okay, and then last year I went pescatarian because I needed to incorporate some of that back into my diet, but I'd never tried the sofritas. And I mean, to be fair, I never really got meat when I got Chipotle anyway. It's been like my habit since college. I just never got meat. So I wanted free guac basically. So the sofritas are so good. They're like a really great alternative to ground meat. And it's very flavorful. The texture is good. I think a lot of people try to look for a meat substitute when they go vegetarian. And at least for me, I realized it's just not good. Like, meat substitutes are a lot of soy and a lot of salt, which for my body, horrible, just horrible. So I just stopped. And then I was just kind of suffering for a couple years. And I was like, okay, let's just go pescatarian. It's probably easier for me to like do this. So anyway, long story short, sofritas, yes, good. From TJ Maxx, I got this balsamic vinegar. Very excited to do this to my Brussels sprouts. You guys have any like, okay, I don't have very much experience with balsamic vinegar or like doing glazes, which that part I can figure out. But if there's any specific type or brand of balsamic vinegar that works out particularly well, let me know. Or techniques, yes, share. All right, guys, we have the Trader Joe's spicy pumpkin samosas. I know I said I don't like pumpkin things, but if you put paneer in something, I'm gonna have it. I'm gonna try it. So you have sweet potatoes in here, onion, garlic, turmeric, ginger, you know, the usual suspects. I did this in the air fryer. It is much delicious. So good. Just spicy enough. If you had some yogurt or maybe some sour cream, you just take it to an extra level of, you know, the experience, but very good. I'll probably eat all of these. These are all really quite tiny. Trader Joe's just doesn't disappoint when they do the Indian foods. I don't know what word I was trying to use here. Or Indian inspired foods. They're always very, very good. Outside of the frozen naan, I don't know that I have been disappointed at all by any of their Indian offerings. Okay, so the latest in the buttered noodles chronicles, I did, you know, the usual, but I added the za'atar mix that I got from the Mediterranean store grocery. If you like za'atar mix is an excellent thing to add to butter noodles. It's like really good. This would probably be really good if I added like tomatoes and did like a cold pasta salad. You know, tomatoes, cucumbers, etc. Oh, of course. I start filming and there's a train. Okay, well, we will be in tandem. Okay, yeah. I realized I didn't share any makeup with you guys, and I wanted to because I have a lot of new stuff. So first of all, let's put on a lip because, yeah, so the Tower 28, they had these jelly glosses. Now they have these milky glosses, and these milky glosses I think are better. So I just have a Laneige lip balm on right now. So I have oat and cashew. The darker colors actually are this is gonna be one of those like really annoying clips to watch. I hope not. It's almost like eating something. Okay, so the darker shades, they were like almost too dark on me, which, you know, I was like thinking I could keep them for like the colder months, but it's these two shades that I'm really in love with. So we'll just put one on each lip and blend it together. So this one is cashew. Cashew is more or less, ooh, I mixed. Okay, well, that's cashew. It's very pretty. It's a very natural lip color for me. It's very easy to wear. I love the finish. It's so glowy, so shiny, so smooth, like no sticky, so very little staying power, but you know, it's pretty. Okay, so since we messed up there, now I'll put oat on for you. Oat is really pretty. Also, see, this is like, oh, it's very hard for me to wear like lighter nudes. I don't know what to do with them. I'm like, do we bring them down? Okay, well, hopefully this doesn't look dirty. I'm sorry for my like shiny eyebrows. Okay, so next up are these Dior Backstage Glow Face palettes. They released 3 new shades. I picked up 2 of them off of Selfridges. I have number 3 and number 5. Number 4 was more of like a rose gold situation. So this one is like a pure gold. And this other one has like these peachy brown tones. And I thought I could use this. You know, obviously I can use the 3 lighter shades. And the darkest one, I was like, okay, this could also work for eyeshadow. But the shimmer in these, there's like topper type shades that are called like glitter and shimmer and metallic and sheer. So 2 of those 4 formulas have kind of a bit of a glitter in them. And the glitter is not one that I like on my lids. It's a little too, while it's micro, it's still a little crafty looking. So if you can wear this on your face, go for it. You have to be darker, of course. I'm like, this is for the darker skin. I want this one, of course. But this one is absolutely beautiful. I love really yellow highlighters like this. Natasha Denona, like one of her like cheek palettes had something like it in a cream formula, and I love it. And from there on out, I've just been really into like very, very gold yellow highlighters. This one is stunning. I'll have swatches for you. There's the gold one. And that's like the peachy or brown one. So I can wear the 3 highlighters. I mean, I'm debating whether or not I should keep it just for that purpose, but I'll probably return it because these are obviously shades I would reach for. And then these I would like bypass for this, right? So you might as well go for this one. So this is that really yellow one. Clearly, I mean, look at these nails. Like, I'm on my 2nd bottle of this. 2nd or 3rd bottle. This is a Pacifica nail polish. I will link it below, but it's like one of my favorites. And it has like a really beautiful, like, glittery shift. Okay, so I figured we'd touch on the Huda Beauty, this like trio that came out. I picked up the khaki one because, you know, green, but like, it's fine. Like, I use like these two, like this area. I don't touch this area at all. So this is like a take it or leave it. If you really love this color story, go for it. Otherwise, I'm kind of like this might go back for me. So this is the 2nd Suku cheek palette that they've released this year. I did purchase the first one and returned it because there was like 1 blush shade that I really liked, and then the 2 highlighters in there, while would work for someone else, did not work for me. They went very like gray on me. So this one, also I believe the formula looks different from swatches. That formula seemed a little drier, but more pigmented. This one seems smoother and less pigmented. So I kind of am much more here for this. I would wear both of these blush shades. I will wear all 3 highlighters, and then this one I can probably play with. You know, since we're dipping our toes into blush, we could wear something that bold at some point, right? So those are the swatches. Top 3 are the blushes. They're really pretty. And then the 3 highlighters. The shades are quite unique too for the highlighters. I don't see stuff like that often. So the new Charlotte Tilbury, this one for holiday, just get it. If you have been considering it, or if you've never picked one up and you're like, I don't know, they're all the same. Yeah, they kind of are all the same, but this one, I'm telling you, the formula is like levels above what has been released before. And I would say that everything that she has released or re-released since March or April of 2018 is buyable. Like, it's really good. I believe every eyeshadow situation that was released before that was like, like, it's not Charlotte Tilbury quality. Like, I always expected her eyeshadows to be so much better. And then, you know, post early 2018 is when I feel like it like reached its potential. And this one is just like I said, like levels above what she has been releasing in the best way possible. They're so creamy. They're so easy to use. There's something about, like, I know she gets criticized a lot for always doing really like neutral, warm tones, but she does them well. Like, the colors she chooses and the way they look on your eyes and how they go together, it's a thing. The Pat McGrath palette, this newest one, I love it. Obviously, this is your, I was gonna say side chick. Yeah, it is kind of your side chick. Like, there is no traditional crease shade. There's a few mattes in here. I don't mind using a non kind of, you know, tan shade in the crease, but this is really, it's really beautiful. I'm not gonna swatch. I mean, I feel like between Charlotte Tilbury and like Pat McGrath. Everyone has been swatching them, so you've seen them, you know they're pretty. And this is beautiful. Like, you don't even know which shade you want to use on your lid. And she added these little, trying to think of the word here. Supporters. Supporters. I love it because if you are, not that I don't have enough real estate on my vanity, but having it just kind of sit like this is so much more convenient than having it lay flat and having to create all the space for this, or clearing out an area just for this palette. I love this just sits this way. Also, if you're doing your makeup, well, if you're doing your makeup. Oh, this is a really nice mirror. Oh my God, my face looks so skinny. I want this mirror for like in my whole house. Okay, anyway, this is beautiful. I love it. Byredo has come out with makeup. I love Byredo, like scent-wise. So when they release their makeup line, I purchased off of Selfridges. There will be eyeshadows, I believe, later this year. So I picked up these multi-purpose sticks, and I don't really know what to think about them. I had originally just thought I picked up like a cream and like a brown, and then I was like, oh, maybe I can also use it for like highlight and contour. The texture on these is very, I don't know how to explain it. So this one's in the shade Vienna, and it's very pretty, and I started using it as a highlighter, but I feel like it kind of set, not really. And then I have Mesolithic, which is like a purpley shade. I don't know what I thought on the website. I thought this was like a brown, but maybe it wasn't. And this I'll probably send back. I picked up one in the shade Bobby, and it's more of an orangey color, so I'm thinking that I can use on the lips and the cheeks, and we'll see how that goes, because these just don't seem like products that necessarily set. So I would hesitate to wear them as like an eyeshadow base, or the kind of shiny one is a highlight. I'm just not really sure what to do with them. I'm kind of at a loss. So maybe if I find the right color, and then I can determine like where we would put these. But I'm just telling you that these exist. I'm not telling you whether to buy them or not. There's an eyeliner, a mascara, there's lipsticks. I'm just kind of waiting on the eyeshadows to come out to see how that goes. Like, I just wipe them off and they just come right off. There's like almost little to no staying power. There is a little bit of staining from the purple one, but minimal. Okay, what else? I did pick up the new Pat McGrath quads, the Celestial Divine collection, Divinity collection. That whole thing released today, and I did pick up the bundle of the quads because it's way cheaper if you're considering them. And what else? I think that's it for makeup.